सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। अनन्तरूपा अनन्तनामा आदिमूला नारायण अनन्तरूपा अनन्तनामा आदिमूला नारायण अनन्तशयना हे जगन्नाथ कमलनयना हे माधवा अनन्तशयना हे जगन्नाथ कमलनयना हे माधवा करुणासागर कालियनर्तन करुणासागर कालियनर्तन हे दया सिंधु कृष्णा हे दया सिंधु अनन्तरूपा अनन्तनामा आदिमूला नारायण विश्वरूपा विश्वाधारा विश्वेश्वर हे नारायण विश्वरूपा विश्वाधारा विश्वेश्वर हे नारायण भवभयहरण दीनोद्धरण भवभयहरण दीनोद्धरण हे कृपा सिंधो कृष्णा हे कृपा सिंधो अनंत रूपा अनंत नामा आदिमूला नारायण आदिमूला नारायण ॐ नमो नारायणाय 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 सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नमः। So we were discussing the definitions of Maya. These definitions are useful when we discuss the concept of creation. So the first definition is Brahmashraya Maya. Maya is that which is dependent on Brahman. By itself it has no existence. It borrows its existence from Brahman. Then the second definition is Avarana Vikshepatmika Maya. This Maya, what does she do? It has two powers, the wheeling power and the projecting power. It wheels the reality and it projects the illusion. Now the third definition is tri-guṇātmaka Maya. This Maya is of the nature of tri-guṇātmika. It has got three gunas. So whatever it projects will have these gunas. What are the gunas? Sattva, Rajas and Tamas. So the law is Karana gunaha karye anuvartante. This is the law. whatever is the property of the cause, it will be seen in the effect. Whatever the property is there in Karana will be seen in Karya. Karana gunaha karye anuvartante. So these three gunas also we have to understand. What is Sattu guna? It is of the nature of knowing. Knowing is the nature of Sattva. What is the nature of Rajas? Doing. Action is the nature of Rajas. What is the nature of Tamas? Inactive being is the nature of Tamas. Neither knowing nor doing, just passive being. Tamas is that which prevents us from knowing and doing. It makes us dull, sleepy, inaction. It is not alert inaction, it is passive, inactive state. Alert inaction will become Sattva. Alertness means knowing. Knowing means Sattva. Okay. So depending upon the context, you will have to use the meaning. Another meaning of Sattva, Rajas, Tamas is Sattva means peace. Rajas means agitation. Tamas means dullness. Right. So, Maya is tri-guṇātmika. So when the Lord creates this world with the power of Maya, the world is formed out of Maya, so therefore everything in this world will have three gunas. Because world is karyam, Maya is karanam, so whatever is there in karana will be seen in karya. So in this world everything is tri-guṇātmika. You take anything. Animals, you can divide. Sattvic animal, Rajasic animal, Tamasic animal. Who is a sattvic animal? Cow. That's why we worship cow. Sattva is worshipped there. Rajasic animal, horse. Whenever Rajas is there, you will find a horse there. Tamasic animal, tiger? No. Tiger is Rajasic. Buffalo, dull and donkey, etc. Inert existence. In the creation you can see that. Stone, what is stone? Inert existent. And slowly it goes to the next stage. Plant is the next stage. Stone life, then comes plant life. So there is a little bit of awareness. But the movement is not there. It is still in tamas only. Then comes the animal life. At least movement is there. And the highest creation is human beings. Knowledge. What is one thing which separates human beings from others? Knowledge. Sattva. The sattvic being is human being. In human being also there are varieties. Depending upon the quality of sattva. There are tamasic people. They will not do anything unless you beat them. Dull people. Lazy fellows. They are human beings. Then there are extreme people who are extremely rajasic, workaholic people, can't sit down quietly. They are rajasic. Then there are meditative people, sattvic. Sattva is always higher, tamas is the lower. So you will find in creation, there is an evolution happening from tamas to rajas, rajas to sattva. This is the evolution that is continuously happening. And after sattva is tri-guṇātita, going beyond. So in this creation you will find these three gunas in everything. In food also there is sattvic food, rajasic food, tamasic food. What is sattvic food? 17th chapter comes, The food which is easily digestible, the food which is good for health, the food which nourishes, it is tasty, healthy. That is called as sattvic food. What is rajasic food? Masala, oily, Chatpata, burning, hot, spicy, that is called a rajasic food. And there is tamasic food. What is tamasic food? Old, stale, frozen, whatever. After taking that, drinks, etc. comes under which food? Alcohol, tamas, because the once you take it, helplessly you are quiet. Forcefully you are quiet. Everything there is these three gunas. In knowledge there is three gunas. 18th chapter is that. Sattvic knowledge is that you are seeing differences, but your vision is upon that oneness. That is sattvic. Seeing oneness in plurality, that is sattvic. Seeing differences, that is rajasic vision. Seeing one thing and consider that small thing itself as the whole thing, that is tamasic vision. Fanaticism is tamasic. You consider one as the whole. So in vision also there is three. Types of happiness, you will have sattvic happiness, rajasic happiness, tamasic happiness. What is sattvic happiness? The happiness which is born out of meditation, devotion, control of the senses, discipline. That is called as sattvic happiness. What is rajasic happiness? When you involve with the sense objects, indulge in the sense objects, then that is rajasic happiness. What is tamasic happiness? Nidra, alasya. So in this world, everything can be classified in three. Actions can be rajasic, tamasic, sattvic. Tapas, austerity can be rajasic, tamasic, sattvic. Why these three divisions? It is there because the mother, Maya, has got three. So the children will have three. So tri-guṇātmakam-having. Right. So with these three definitions, now let us enter. Sa eva swaprakritya idam srishtva. Idam. What is this idam? This world. What is the nature of this world? Tri-guṇātmakam. What is the nature of this world? It is tri-guṇātmakam. Why is it tri-guṇātmakam? Because it has come from Maya. And Maya is tri-guṇātmika. Srishtva. Having created. Tadanutvam hi apravishtaha. Pravishta iva bhavyase. Tvam anupravishtaha. After having created the world, Bhagavan, you entered into the world. Anupravishtaha. That anu has to go with pravishta. But actually speaking, you have not entered. Apravishtaha. It appears as though you have entered, but actually you have not entered. Again, come to this BMI chart. That Om, with the desire to indulge in the world, what did this Om do? Om means Paramatma. That Paramatma, with its desire, became a Jivatma, the PFT, and entered into the world. Yes or no? That Paramatma itself, because of its vasanas, pravishtaha, anupravishtaha, entered into the world. Now what is that Paramatma? He is in this world as the Jivatma. What is the Jivatma? PFT. Indulging in the world. This is called as anupravishtaha. But actually speaking, did Paramatma enter into the world? No. From reality, it is still apravishtaha only. Remember, we are not talking of some Paramatma, we are talking of ourselves. It is a story of each and every one of us. We, with our desires, we entered into the world. We means what? Pure consciousness. And now we find ourselves in the world. The Lord, who is the master of the world, has now entered into the world, and now he is a helpless, hopeless Jivatma. All because of what? Vasanas. To understand this better, take the dream example. I, the waker, with my samskaras, I enter into the dream world. anupravishta. So what do I do when I enter into the dream world? I identify with the dream body. But before identifying with the dream body, what is the necessary condition? I will have to disidentify from the waking body. Two things have to happen, then only I can enter into the dream. I have to disidentify from the waking body and I have to identify with the dream body. So I created a dream world. I created a dream body and now I identify with the dream body. This is called entering, anupravishta. And now I go through the dream experiences. But actually, did I enter into the dream? I am the fellow who is lying down comfortably on the bed. See? So from the waking plane of consciousness, I enter into the dream plane of consciousness. This is called as anupravishta, entering. In the same way, from that highest state, absolute state of consciousness, now I have entered into this worldly plane. But really speaking, from the absolute standpoint, no such entry has happened. I am still there lying on the bed, though I imagine that I am in the dream world. It is only a mental hallucination. That's why it is called Maya. The illusion has become real, the real has become an illusion. The real is unseen, the unreal becomes real. Therefore the term is, though it appears anupravishta iva bhavyase, it is just an appearance. What is the fact? Fact is apravishta, you have not entered. So this is our condition. The world actually has no existence. I, the pure consciousness alone, has existence. But this consciousness, with the power of Maya, creates a world, an illusory world, and now I enter into the world and go through various experiences. But how is this world formed? That is a discussion taken in the next two verses. Again, we will have to refer Tattvabodha. Yathe me vikrita bhavaha tatha te vikritai saha nana viryah prithak bhutaha virajam janayantihi sannipatya samutpadya drishyante nugata iva prageva vidyamanatvat nateshamiha sambhavaha. Yes. Yatha ime avikritaha bhavaha. So before entering into this verse, let us briefly touch upon Tattvabodha. So how is that creation defined there? Brahmashraya tri-guṇātmika maya asti. Isn't it? That's how Maya is defined. There is a power called Maya. It is Brahmashraya tri-guṇātmika. From that what came? Tatah akasha sambhutaha. Yes or no? Yes. From that came akasha. Then what? Akashat vayuhu. From akasha comes vayu. After that, vayu tejaha or agnihi. Vayu ragnihi. Vayu tejaha. Then after that, agner apaha. After that, adhya prithvi. This is the way in which this, what you call, creation is formed. From Maya comes Akasha, space. From Akasha comes Vayu, air. From air comes Agni, fire. From fire comes Jala, Prithvi, Apa. Then from water comes Prithvi, right? So 5 elements are born. This is the starting point. Now, these elements, are they gross or subtle? They are subtle. They are called as apanchikrita panchamahabhutaha. The panchamahabhutas which has not undergone panchikaranam. In short, subtle 5 elements. In Bhagavatam it is called as tanmatra. Tatmatra. It is pure. That alone. Tatmatra is pure. So that is what is called as here avikrita bhava. Avikrita, it has not become vikrita, it has not become modified. So let me first spend some time in Tattvabodha. So these 5 elements are formed, they are subtle 5 elements, they are called as apanchīkrita pancha mahabhutas. They have not mixed with each other. They are in its purest form. And after that what happens? Panchīkaranam happens. In Panchīkaranam what happens? So the process described in Tattvabodha is 5 elements are there. Each element is divided into half. First half is retained. The second half is divided into 4. And these 4 things go and mix with the other 4. So for example, Prithvi, 50% is retained, 50% is divided into 4. So 1/8 part of Prithvi goes and mixes with Vayu. Another 1/8 goes and mixes with Akasha, Agni, Vayu, right? In the same way, each element, 50% kept intact, other 50% divided into 4, and these 4 are distributed. So finally, what do we find in each element? 50% itself, 1/8 Akasha, 1/8, other 4 elements in short. I hope you have understood. This is called Panchīkaranam. So after Panchīkaranam, what happens? The subtle 5 elements become gross 5 elements. The subtle 5 elements cannot be seen with our senses. The gross 5 elements is what we see here in this world. So in this world what we see, it is not pure air, pure water. No, it is a mixture. So the earth that we see here, it is not pure earth. It is 50% earth. This earth has got fire also. That is why there is temperature. It has got Vayu also. Air content is there. It has got water also. It has got space also. Are you able to follow? So this is called as Panchīkaranam. And this 5 elements that we see, they are called as Panchīkrita Pancha Mahabhutas. That is what is described here. Now let us see this verse. Yatha ime, these avikrita bhavaha. These elements, in the beginning, how they were? Avikrita. Not modified. They were all in their pure form. And what is the nature? Nana viryaha. They had different powers. So what is the property of Akasha? Shabda, sound. What is the property of Vayu? Shabda and Sparsha. Touch. You can feel it. Akasha, you can't feel it. So the unique property of Vayu is Shabda. Then from Vayu comes Agni. What are the properties of Agni? Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa. So what is the unique property of Agni? Rupa, form. That form is not there in Akasha and Vayu, but is there in fire. Then from Agni comes Jala. What is the unique property? Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, taste. The taste is not there in the first 3. And the final one, Gandha. It is for Prithvi. So that unique feature of earth is Gandha, Prithvi. So this is called as Nana Viryaha. Each one having a specific property. Prithak Bhutaha. In the beginning they were all different. Not mixed. Not modified. Then what happened? Vikrutehi saha. Along with Vikrita. Vikrita means what? Modified. Panchīkaranam has happened. When Panchīkaranam has happened, all these subtle elements, they become gross. They mix with each other and now they have become gross, and thus Virajam Janayantihi. This gross 5 elements creates Virajam. Virajam means Virat. The gross world that we see, made of the gross 5 elements, that is called as Virat. That Virat term also comes in Tattvabodha. Isn't it? The gross, the totality, consciousness identified with the totality of gross cosmos, the gross elements is called Virat. So this way, the whole gross world is formed. Now see, if you don't study Tattva, what will you understand in this? Sannipatya samutpadya. Sannipatya, combining. Samutpadya, producing. Drishyante anugata iva. So these elements, they have entered. So in this creation you can find that these elements have entered into it. So can we say that the world was created and then the elements entered? No, 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 no. It is the elements alone which have become the world. Don't say the world was created and then the elements entered. No, 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 no. The world is seen in elements. Therefore, prageva vidyamanatvat na tesham eva sambhavaha. Prageva, in the beginning itself, vidyamanatvat, they are there. Even before this gross creation came, the five elements were there. And even after the whole gross world comes, the five elements are there. Right. It is always there. Before also it was there. During also it is there. Bhagavan in the same way. Why is this description? You are always there. The whole creation is projected upon you. So even when the creation is there, you are there. See the next verse. A beautiful verse. Evam bhavan buddhyanumeya lakshanaihi grahir gunai sannapi tad gunagrahah anavrutatvad bahirantaram nate sarvasya sarvatmana atmavastunah. Evam, in the same way, bhavan, you. So Vasudeva is talking to that Balakrishna now. Okay, Bhavan, you. What is your condition at present? Grahya gunaha. You appear to be with properties. What are the properties? Shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha. I can see you. Shabda, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha. Everything is there in that baby. Grahya gunaha. You can be perceived. Buddhi anumeya lakshanaihi. Buddhi also says, yes, he is there. Anumeya means inferred by the intellect. How does the buddhi infer? By taking the information from the senses. It sees, hears, touches, smells, and then the buddhi says, yes, it is there. Buddhi anumeya lakshanaihi. Buddhi anumeya lakshanaihi grahye gunai san api. Bhagavan, as far as my senses are concerned, it is saying you are there, you are this. Buddhi is also saying yes, you are this. But then Bhagavan, I know you are much beyond this. Tad guna agraha. You are that which cannot be perceived by the senses. The senses can only perceive the shabdas, sparsha, rupa, rasa, gandha. But you are much beyond. Tat guna agraha. Senses cannot. Grahya means to grasp, perceive. You cannot be perceived, I know. Why, Bhagavan, you cannot be perceived? You cannot be perceived because you are Atmavastunah. You are Atmavastu. You are the self. And what is the nature of the self? The self is ever Sarva Buddhi Dhruk. It's an observer. You are not these properties. You are the observer of these properties. And therefore, you are free from all these properties. See the beauty. Vasudeva, though he is seeing Bhagavan Krishna outside, his attention is inside upon the self. Atmavastunaha. You are the Atma. You are the observer. Observing everything. You are not there. You are here. Atmavastuna. And therefore, you are Sarvatmanaha. Now see the logic. The observer is always free from the properties of the observed. Drashta is always free from the properties, the gunas of the drishya vastu. So the drashta is free from all the gunas. Now, how many drashtas can be there? Drashta means observer. How many observers can be there? Can there be many observers? Remember, observer is that which can never become observed. This is the definition. Drashta is that which can never become drishya. This is the definition. So if this is the definition, how many observers can be there? Suppose, let us assume there are two observers. Observer number 1 and observer number 2. What is the problem then? Observer 1 will observe observer 2. Now will observer 2 remain an observer? No, it becomes observed. Drishya. If you assume that there are two observers, one observer will observe the other observer is no more the observer, it becomes drishya vastu. So therefore, observer can only be one. If observer can only be one, what does it mean? The observer in every one of us is only one. Therefore, sarvatmanaha, atma vastu has to be sarvatma, the same in everyone. So the self in us, self in me is the self in all. It is a one common thing in all of us. Body is different, mind is different, intellect is different, fine, panchakoshas are different, everything is different, but there is one thing which is common, that is the Atma, the observer, the consciousness. Sarvatma. And therefore, see the next term, Sarvaha, he is all pervading. He has to be all pervading, Sarvaha. He has to be the ultimate observer. He has to be the only observer. He has to be the only reality. And he has to be all pervading. And therefore, Bahihi Antaram Nate. There cannot be Bahihi, outside, and Antaram, inside. Can there be outside and inside for an all pervading thing? Outside and inside can be there only for an entity which has boundary. The moment there is a limitation, a boundary, then you can say inside this, outside this. A pot has something called inside and outside because it is a boundary. But can space have inside and outside? No. Why? Because it is all pervading. An all pervading thing cannot have inside and outside. But then why is it that we feel that inside this body, outside? Why do we feel this? We feel it because though we are consciousness, our identification is with the body. The moment we identify with the body, that very same moment we have created a boundary for ourselves. And once the boundary is created, there is something in me, there is something outside me. But the moment your identification goes to the consciousness, that boundary disappears. In fact, in deep sleep, is there a boundary? In deep sleep, what happens? There is disidentification of the body, and the moment the body is disidentified, there is no inside out. Bahihi Antaram Nate. And Bhagavan, because you are this consciousness, which is the only reality, therefore, Anavrutatvat. See the next term. Avaranam is impossible. You are the only reality. So who has to hide you? Who has to cover you? Who has to veil you? There is nobody else. So therefore, it is impossible to do avaranam of yours, covering yours. Not possible. Anavrutatvat. Consciousness can never be covered. Consciousness can be ignored. Consciousness can be disregarded. You may not pay attention to consciousness, that is your freedom. But you cannot cover consciousness. Just like the ornaments cannot cover gold. Can the ornaments cover gold? What is ornament? It is nothing but a name and a form. Can it cover gold? The wave, can it cover water? No, one is illusion. The other is reality. How can an illusion cover reality? Not possible. That is why you find consciousness we experience even in dream. The illusion can never cover the reality. As I told you, what is covering? Taking away our attention is covering. Otherwise there is no covering. Anavritatvat. So Bhagavan, this is the real you. You see the stuti of Vasudeva. What a beautiful stuti. See, stuti means what? You are simply praising that beautiful form. Is that stuti? Actually, that is degrading Bhagavan. Infinite being, you are calling him finite. Is it stuti or ninda? Stuti is this. Bhagavan, you are infinite. Bhagavan, you are immortal. Bhagavan, you alone exist. The rest, everything is an illusion. Remember, this is not only true with Bhagavan, it is true with every one of us. Remember this. It is not only true with Avatara, it is also true with Jiva's Janma. This is what we do. Identifying with the body, we enter into the world. The only difference between Avatara and Janma is Avatara knows that he is supreme. Janma, the Jiva, doesn't know that he is supreme. That is the only difference. Otherwise, the process is the same. And therefore, now see the next verse. Ya atmano drishya guneshu sanniti vyavasyate svavyatireekato buddha vinanuvadam na chatanminishitam samyak yatastyaktamupadadadat puman. Yaha, the one who, what does he do? What is the mistake he does? Drishya guneshu sat iti vyavasyate. Drishya guneshu, whatever is seen. Sat, it is real. So the one who thinks that whatever is seen is real, drishya guneshu sat. Sat means reality. Drishya guna, in whatever is seen. Sat iti vyavasyate. The one who considers the seen to be real, atmanaha svavyatirekataha. And he feels that whatever is seen has nothing to do with the seer. Atmanaha vyatirekataha, different from Atma. Whatever is seen has nothing to do with the seer. The seer is independent, the seen is independent. They are two different entities. They are not connected with each other. In this way, the one who vyavasyate thinks. Who is he? Saha abudha. Abudha, not Buddha. He is ignorant. He doesn't know the truth. The truth is, the whole world has no independent existence. It is existing in the self. So what is existing? Self alone is existing. The world is only a projection. It's an illusion. But the one who thinks the world is real, independently existing, such a person, abudha, he doesn't know. Because manishitam, those people who reflect, who meditate, what is according to their opinion, vinanuvadam nachatat. This world is nothing but mere play of words. It has no essence. Nachatat. Samyak yataha tyaktam. And therefore it is fit to be completely tyaktam, rejected as an illusion. Who comes to this conclusion? Manishitam. Manishis. People who contemplate, do mananam about the reality. According to them, the whole world is nothing but Namarupa. It is nothing but play of words. No essence is there. Pithless, illusion. The reality is the self. Those who say that, yes, this is what should happen when you do mananam. But what do the foolish people, ignorant people do? Upadadat puman. They upadada. They hold on to. They hold on to the illusion thinking that it is real and completely ignore what is real. They hold on to the illusion as real and they disregard the real as non-existent. Who are they? Abudha, the ignorant ones. So what is the sign of ignorance? Number 1, considering world as independent. Number 2, considering world as real. Number 3, considering oneself as in the world. Such people are called Abudha. Now, what is the practical application of this knowledge? The practical application is your attention turned towards the self. Knowing the glory of the self. My God, this is me. This I in me is so glorious. This I in me is the very support of the whole world. World has no existence other than me. The I in me. You see, there is so much of reverence for the self. There is so much of respect for the self. Intellect values the self. Oh my God, I am carrying such a great treasure and I am not aware of it. Can such a person ever have inferiority complex? I am inferior, a good for nothing fellow. Can it ever happen? Never. Such a person will have greatest self-effort, self-respect. What is self-respect? Respecting the self is self-respect. Isn't it? What is the difference between self-respect and superiority complex? They appear to be very similar, you know. In superiority complex, I think that I am superior and others are inferior. It is an egoistic joy. What about self-respect? There is a joy, no doubt, but I respect myself and I also respect others. And this respect is born out of knowledge. This self in me is the support of the whole world. So is the self in others. So everybody is respect worthy. That is why, you know, all our rituals are such. We do namaskara, namaha, namaste, te, namaha. My prostration unto you. This is the way we greet each other. Not good morning, good evening and all that. What a beautiful culture. So when I see another person, I am reminding myself that just like the Supreme Self is shining in me, the same Self is shining there. We are one. And that entity, even though at the BMI level so many imperfections are there, let me not get stuck up in the imperfections of their BMI. Let me pay attention to the essence in them. That essence is divine. That essence is worshipful. Therefore, prostration unto that essence. That is namaste. You see. So don't you think that this knowledge can put an end to all problems in the society? There is no inferiority complex. There is no superiority complex. There is no jealousy. There is no hatred. You cannot hate others because your own self is there. It's just not possible. What a beautiful knowledge. Yes or no? Now, at the body level, I may not have talents and abilities, but still, will I have any inferiority complex? At the body, mind, intellect, I may not be a famous person, I may not be a talented person. Okay, that's immaterial. The most important thing is, what is the essence? Essence is the self. So I am able to wholeheartedly appreciate the talents and abilities of everyone without feeling jealous. I don't compare myself with others. Because what is there in comparison? Self is here, self is there. Who will compare whom? There is no second entity to compare and contrast. So all this tension, worry, anxiety, inferiority complex, depression, suppression, everything goes away with this knowledge. Right. So as Chinmaya family members, as Chinmaya teachers, this is the message you have to give. Every child should feel, I am special. I am special not because I have talents and abilities. I am special because the Lord Himself is shining in my heart. Therefore I am special. I am divine. That from that feeling of, this knowledge makes us feel that I am divine. Right. So Bhagavan, this is your nature. Now Vasudeva talks about creation and then avatar. So let us see the next verse. Tvattosya janma sthiti sanyaman vibho vadantyaniha gunāda vikriyāt tvaishvare brahmani no viruddhyate tvadāśrayatvadupacaryate gunaihi. Tvattaha, from you, asya janma sthiti sanyaman vadanti. Asya, of this world. Bhagavan, it is from you that this world is born, janma, sthiti is maintained, and sanyama is dissolved. In you, from you, this is happening. Srishti sthiti laya of this world is happening in you. You are the substratum. And what is the nature of the substratum? Anihat, agunat, avikriyat. This is your nature. You are nirguna, you are avikriya, actionless, you are propertyless, you are actionless, you are desireless. This is the substratum upon which all these gunas are projected. Now this is a beautiful point. What is the point? If changes has to happen, it has to happen upon a changeless substratum. This is a law. If changes has to happen, changes can happen only upon a changeless substratum. If you have to hear a sound, what should be the background? Silence. Only in silence you can hear sound. You see the contradiction. If you have to taste, tongue should not have a taste. Only the tasteless tongue can taste properly. Yes or no? Only the soundless ear can hear properly. Only the colorless eye can see the real color. Only the colorless mind can perceive things. Yes or no? The entity which is supporting a property should be devoid of that property. So Bhagavan, Tvai Ishware Brahmani no viruddhyate. There is no contradiction at all. It is absolutely right that you are that birthless substratum upon which the birth of cosmos is happening. You are that deathless substratum upon which the dissolution of that cosmos is happening. There is no contradiction at all because this is a law. You are that nirguna substratum upon which the play of gunas are happening. You are that changeless substratum upon which the changes are happening. No viruddhyate. There is absolutely no contradiction. This is a law. But, foolish people, tvat ashrayatvat upacharyate gunaihi. But the ignorant ones, they superimpose these properties onto you. And they think these properties belong to you. Just like a red cloth is put near the crystal. So the crystal will appear red. And the ignorant ones, they think this redness belongs to the crystal. It is just a superimposed property. What is your nature? You are nirguna. But the gunas appear to be in you. It is just an appearance. Thus, you, the nirguna Brahman, appear to be saguna Brahman. What is saguna? The Lord, all powerful, all knowledgeable. Now these are all gunas. Actually speaking, it is not there in you. It is only an appearance. With respect to creation, now people think this nirguna Brahman has become saguna Brahman. And what is this saguna Brahman doing? The next verse. Sattvam trilokasthitaye swamayaya bibharshi shuklam khalu varnamatmanah sargaya raktam rajasopabramhitam krishnam cha varnam tamasa janatyaye. That saguna Brahman, now what is he doing? He is doing srishti sthiti laya. Sattvam trilokasthitaye swamayaya shuklam varnam bibharshi. For maintenance of this creation, you take up the color of shuklam, white. You take up sattvic nature and you become Vishnu, and then you maintain this cosmos. Then, sargaya raktam rajasopabramhitam. In order to create this cosmos, you take up the color of red, rajas. You become rajasic, and thus you create this world. And then you become Brahma, the creator. So, through rajas you create, through sattva you maintain, and then krishnam cha varnam tamasa janati. For destruction you take up krishnam varnam. Here krishna means black. You take up the black color, the color of destruction. You become Maheshwara. So you yourself, you take three roles. Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, they are nothing but the three roles which you take depending upon three this. Actually speaking, it is only an appearance. Nothing has happened. It is just a projection. Right? Just like that crystal appears red in the presence of that red cloth, in the same way, in the presence of the world, you, the Nirguna Paramatma, appears to be Saguna Paramatma. Just like that crystal. Nothing has happened. It is only an appearance. And now you are seen as Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara. You are seen as creating the world, maintaining the world, and destroying the world. And now that very same Saguna Brahman now has taken avatara. That is the next verse. Tvamasya lokasya vibhori rakshishuh गृहेवतीर्णोऽसि ममाखिलेश्वर राजन्यसंज्ञासुरकोटियूथपैः निव्यूहमानानि हनिष्यसे च मूः. त्वमस्य लोकस्य विभो रिरक्षिषुः. Rirakshishuhu, to protect this loka. Grihe avatirnosi. Bhagavan, you have taken avatara in my griha. Hey Akhileshwara, O Lord of the universe. Now you have taken this particular avatara for protecting the world. Lokasya rirakshishu. And what is your purpose? Rajanya santnya asura koti yuthapaihi nirvyuhamanaha jamuhu nihanishyase. You have come here to do hananam, destruction of the chamu. Chamu means army. Army nirvyuhamanaha, which has been created by Rajanya Sanya Asura Koti Yutape, by the commanders of these Asuras, the army formed by the commanders of these Asuras, you have come to destroy all these armies. These Asuras, they pose themselves to be Rajanya Kshatriyas. A Kshatriya is supposed to do Dharma Samstapana, but these Asuras, they are ruling the world and they appear to be Kshatriyas, but actually they are looting and exploiting. Kshatriya is supposed to protect the world. Dharma Samstapana they have to do, but these Asuras, posing themselves to be Kshatriyas, they are exploiting the world and you have come to destroy all of them. So, now see the thought flow. That Bhagavan is Nirguna Paramatma. Upon that Bhagavan, world is projected. The Lord of that projected world is Saguna Brahman. That Saguna Brahman is protecting the world. Now you are the avatara of that Saguna Brahman who have come here. Right. And now he comes to himself. The next verse. Ayam tvasabhyastava janmano grihe Shrutva grajanste nyavadhit sureshwara Satevataram purushai samarpitam Shrutva dhunaiva bhisaratyudayudha. Ayam tu asabhya, this uncultured fellow. Who is this uncultured fellow? Kamsa. Tava janma now grihe shrutva, having heard that you have taken birth in my graha, in my home. It is nothing but jail. This asabhya, this uncultured fellow, what has he done? Te agrajan nyavadhit. He has killed all your agrajan, the ones who were born before you. Agraja. All these babies born before you, he has killed. And therefore asabhya. Now that, after hearing that you are born, Sate avataram purushaihi samarpitam. His people are there all over. The soldiers, the guards, they will definitely go and inform them. Purushaihi samarpitam. Here Purusha doesn't mean that Supreme Purusha. Purusha means the commanders, the guards, the soldiers. Purushaihi samarpitam. They will go and tell. Give this information. What information? Te avataram. Your avatara here. They will go and tell. Shrutva. And after listening to this, adhunaeva abhisarati. He will come running. Yudha with all the weapons in hand. Bhagavan, very soon, this news that you are born here will reach the ear of this uncultured fellow. And now very soon he is going to come running with the weapons in hand to kill you. Oh Bhagavan, do what is needful. Right. So here in this verse you find Vasudeva in his role. In a drama there is a role, isn't it? He is playing this role. Lord, please do something. Very soon this fellow is going to come. So here our Vasudevji's stuti gets over. Now Devaki does a stuti now. Next is Devaki's stuti. Okay. That we will see tomorrow. After Devaki's stuti, now Bhagavan also will tell something. And now there is a sudden twist in the whole story. There is a shocking revelation. What that is, we will see tomorrow. Something which you will never find anywhere. That comes in Bhagavan's, Bhagavan's message to them. Right. Krishna ka naam anmol bolo Krishna Krishna. कृष्णा का नाम अनमोल बोलो कृष्णा कृष्णा। गंगा भी बोले कृष्णा, यमुना भी बोले कृष्णा। सागर के लहरों से आवाज आए कृष्णा कृष्णा। ब्रह्मा भी बोले कृष्णा, विष्णु भी बोले कृष्णा। शिव जी के डमरू से आवाज आए कृष्णा कृष्णा। चंदा भी बोले कृष्णा, सूरज भी बोले कृष्णा। तारों के झिलमिल से आवाज आए कृष्णा कृष्णा। हम भी बोलेंगे कृष्णा, तुम भी बोलो ना कृष्णा। सबके हृदय से आवाज आए कृष्णा कृष्णा। कृष्णा का नाम अनमोल बोलो कृष्णा कृष्णा। कृष्णा का नाम अनमोल बोलो कृष्णा कृष्णा। ओम सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। असतो मा सद्गमय, तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय, मृत्योर्मा। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरिः ओम। श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरिः ओम।